It could be worse, Hiro says to you, trying to cheer you up at least. You could have had married that Katsuki boy. He looked like a real piece of work. You laughed, despite being nervous. You and Hiro were sitting on your bed, trying to avoid the inevitable chaos. The Todorokis are spending the night at the Mizuku's palace. Hiro, I've never spoken to the guy. You say, I even avoided him at the party because of his father. It's so embarrassing. You're embarrassed and scared and nervous. And Hiro stands up. Let's go meet him then. He can't be that bad. He was fairly quiet at the party. You sighed and reluctantly followed him to the dining hall, where no doubt everyone has been waiting for you two. The room is quiet when you enter, and both kings are sitting on each end of the regular table. Hiro smiles at you as you made your way to the prince. You bow to him, avoiding his gaze, introducing yourself. I am Princess Mizukai. Pleased to meet you, Your Highness. He looks up and down and nods. Call me Shoto. You sit down beside him, and you can feel your cheeks grow warm. Why am I blushing? He seems polite enough. And, well, he is not bad looking. So, your father says, almost yelling, let us chat while the food is served. Maids started bringing in trays upon trays, and the food seemed endless. I'm going to butcher this name. I'm not even going to try. You don't want to eat, but you do anyways. You feel numb because you've just realized, after tonight, you're going to live with the Todorokis. Oh God, where's my soul? You manage to slip away, retreating to your favorite place, the palace gardens. It's pretty late, so the sky is dark, but full of stars. It'll be your last time seeing it, at least for a while. You wonder if they would let you visit. You belong to them now anyways. You'll be a Todoroki soon, and there's nothing you can do. You knew you'd get married someday, but in an arranged marriage, you sighed. Dinner was nice, delicious as always, but it was awkward. The only people who talked were the two kings, only to each other. You sit down on the bench near the entrance. The flowers are in calm chirping of crickets. Made you sad. You probably won't come back in a long time. You close your eyes, only getting a few seconds of peace. Princess Mizukai, a familiar voice says. You turn your head, greeted by Shoto's calming presence. Yes? You say, wanting him to continue. I am not sure where we stand, he says, but you are my fiancé, whether I like it or not. That's right. He probably doesn't want to marry me either. I'm sorry, you say. I'm aware that you were forced into this marriage also. At least that's what I assume. You assume correct, princess? He sighs. My father did the bidding, not me. He sits beside you, each rating off his right side. You both sit in silence, indulging in the beauty of the garden, preparing yourself for the changes that will soon occur. And then morning comes, and it's time to say goodbye. I love you, okay? Hiro says, his voice quivering. Don't be sad, I'm fine. Hiro, are you trying to make me feel better? You ask, or are you trying to convince yourself that I'll be fine? He lets go of you and softly chuckles. Maybe a little bit of both. You we're saying goodbye to your family, the maids and the other palace staff, to your home. You spent most of your life in this castle, the garden. A good queen doesn't show her disappointment, a smile, pretending to be happy before leaving. Hero bows, and does your father. The formula is sickening. You want to hug them or cry even, but you can't. That would be disrespectful to your new family. You bow in sync with Shoto and King Todoroki. Goodbye, you say to them. Goodbye. King Todoroki climbs in the carriage, Shoto behind him. Shoto turns around, offering you a hand. You take it, and he pulls you up, sitting you next to him. You look out the window and watch as Hiro and father go back inside the palace, not looking back. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. It's fine. The carriage starts to move, jolting you forward and taking you back, away from your real, only home you've ever known. Goodbye, you slightly say farewell. Until next time. You stare at the king across from you. Just by the way he sits, you can tell so much about him. He's proud, definitely, but it seems like he's hiding something. You glance at Shoto. You've heard so many rumors about the Todoroki family. You're not sure what to believe, though, especially about the prince's scar. Some say it was caused by a sword or carriage accident, but you don't think so. A sword couldn't make such a big mark. And if it was a carriage crash, he would surely have scars in other places too. But you've also heard people calling King Endeavor abusive. Perhaps his scar is related to his family. As you stare at the king, you realize you wouldn't be surprised. The man clearly has high expectations for himself and for Shoto. And now that you think about it, you don't know anything about the rest of the family. You scoff to yourself for not knowing and doing some research before you left the palace. Your quirk is very interesting, princess, the king in front of you states, interrupting your thoughts. You could do some major damage with a power like that. You smile and nod. That's all you have to do. Smile and nod. It's done some major damage indeed. You don't say anything, and King Endeavor seems slightly annoyed. How much longer? Shoto pipes up. The carriage ride should last about 3 more hours, son. Don't call me that. The prince snaps at him. You stare at the prince, stunned. He hasn't talked much since you've met him, but what he does say always surprises you. If I talked like that to my father, I would be gone in 2 seconds. If you could even call him your father. You sighed and leaned your head against the wall of the carriage. Now, Shoto, the king says. Let's not do this here. Wouldn't want to make your fiancé uncomfortable. He split his words like a snake. Fiancé. Now that you are betrothed to such a lovely lady, he continues, you might want to watch that tongue of yours. Shoto scoffs and looks out the window. This is going to be a long 3 hours. Welcome to the Todoroki Palace. A guard excitedly shouts. The carriage is huge. Castle, sorry, oh my god. The castle is huge, as you would expect. The themes of black, white, and mostly red. It is elegant, even if it belongs to such a man as the king. The same guards who welcome you take your bags. I'll show you to your room, your highness. He smiles warmly, which is comforting. You all go inside the palace doors, guards at every corner, but you're used to it. Shoto follows you and the guard through the palace, quiet the whole way. Inside the valish, and you passed multiple paintings of King Todoroki. Not to your surprise. Here it is, the guard says, opening the door and plopping your bags down. Of course, it is only temporary, since you two will share a room, hence your marriage. The guard wiggles his eyebrows. But you've made it as comfortable as possible. You glance at your fiancé, blush dusting his cheeks. You can't help but blush also. The eyebrow wiggle did not help. As for me, the guard continues. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher his name. My name is Takashi, and I will be your personal guard. You smile at him. He seems nice enough. Nice to meet you, Takashi. He grins. I will be posted at your door day and night. If you need anything, just give me a call. He bows and leaves the room, shutting the door, leaving you alone with the prince. There's something I must say, he says quietly. Yes? Nobody knows that this is an arranged marriage except for us and our parents, Shoto says, especially none of the staff or commoners. You raise your brows. So the rest of the kingdom believes that we're completely infatuated with each other. You turn around and plop down on your temporary bed. This keeps getting better and better, you say sarcastically. Shoto starts to say something, but you interrupt him. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I didn't mean like that. You quickly apologize. He shakes his head. It's fine. You want to talk. Just let it out. But he's a mystery. You only have a vague idea of who he is, and that's mostly based on rumors. You have no clue how he would react, so you kept quiet. I just want everyone here to like me. You lied. I don't want to disappoint. Lying has become easier nowadays. A good queen knows what to say, even if it isn't full truth. He nods. He's so quiet. You wish he could talk more. It's kind of weird, but you think his voice is soothing. He opens the door and gives you a little wave. He leaves, making the room feel big than it should be. You got up and opened the curtains, letting light flow through the room. A good queen knows what to do and when to do it. Your father's voices echo in your mind. You have to get closer to Shoto. Everyone is convinced you two are in love. If you don't, you could ruin your father's reputation. King Mizuka sell his daughter off to marry to a foreigner. No one else can know. For the sake of your people. So you have to fake a relationship with the prince. How hard could it be, right?